Hi everybody, it's Tracy here from the CCFR. So I've got a little call to action for you. We've got a couple of problems going on. So I've recently completed some meetings. And as you know, back in January of 2017, the Minister of Public Safety, Ralph Goodale, appointed a number of people to his committee called the Canadian Firearms Advisory Committee. This is a committee tasked with advising the Minister on firearms issues in relation to creating laws and regulation. So a lot of people seem to think, well, CFAC doesn't really matter, and they're just a political construct, and they don't have any power. But, we've been doing a little digging here, and Holly Souvier, the anti-gun lobby out of Quebec, sent a political ask to the minister. So I've got it here. I will link all these documents, of course. And it's got the usual stuff, pictures of scary guns, inflated stats, made-up numbers, fancy-looking charts. And then you get to the actual ask, what it is that they are looking for. And as you know, Bill C-71 has just been tabled. So I want you to listen to the items on the ask out of Holly Souvier. Now, this was sent and signed by Nathalie Provost. Nathalie Provost used to be a registered lobbyist for Holly Souvier, but of course, as a condition of her appointment to CFAC, she was required to stop lobbying the government. So she's asking, in November of 2017, after being appointed the previous January, she's asking for, number one, tighten eligibility criteria and strengthen the screening process for people wishing to acquire, renew, or keep a possession and acquisition license. She got it. Now, compare this to C-71. Number two, forbid all marketing that encourages multiple registrations with respect to firearm safety training courses. In case you didn't get that one. Number three, strengthen the measures related to the sale and transfer of firearms, including the reinstatement of mandatory verification of the validity of a potential buyer's license. She got it. Number four, reinstate the full discretion of chief provincial firearms officers as well as the full authority of the RCMP with regards to establish additional safety conditions associated with the granting of licenses and the classifications of firearms according to the law respectively. She got it. Number five, reinstate the controls over the sale of non-restricted weapons, including inventory controls and sales ledgers for gun merchants, as well as the requirement to notify authorities of private sales. She got it. Number six, reinstate transportation permits for restricted weapons so they include the locations in which a specific weapon can be present. She got it. Number seven, ban assault weapons, which are designed for killing humans once and for all. That's already in place. It's existed for decades. Number eight, revise the measures on large capacity magazines in order to eliminate an important loophole and impose a real limit of 5 rounds for non-restricted and 10 for restricted. I would assume that that's exactly what they're doing, is closing loopholes. So, out of the 8 things on her ask to the Minister of Public Safety, who she serves under and is tasked with advising on CFAC, she's asked for 8 measures, and 5 of them showed up in C-71. Not a coincidence. Furthermore, here I've got in front of me is an HIP I did looking for the original agreements that they signed to serve on CFAC. So when they were offered their appointment to CFAC, there was terms of reference. You can find it on the CFAC website, and it's got some rules and conditions of being an appointed person on that committee. Right here under conflict of interest, number 3. So it says, the header is, any member participating in this committee in his or her own personal capacity or as an authorized representative of a specific organization or corporation agrees for the duration of his or her term as a member of this committee not to. Number 3, engage in lobbying activities or work as a registered lobbyist on behalf of an entity making submissions or representations to the Government of Canada on issues relating to the mandate of this committee. So, you've got Nathalie Provost signing an agreement. There's her autograph, and it's grayed out for privacy reasons, but that's her, and that's the date. So January 26th of 2017, she signed a document agreeing not to lobby the government on firearms issues while she served on the committee. November 24th of 2017, she sends this legislative proposal, which is basically a lobby ask to the government, and with 8 demands, 5 of them which being met in C71. So number 1, CFAC obviously has a lot of power. Number 2, we have a clear ethics violation as well as a Lobby Canada violation. Number 3, we've got a Minister of Public Safety who is allowing this to happen under his govern, and just turning a blind eye to the people he appointed to CFAC. They, of course, they don't have to follow the rules, just everybody else. We've also got Major John Major, that's his name, John Major. We've got him serving as chair of CFAC. So he is chairing a committee that is in violation of the of ethics, of the Lobby Canada statutes, and nobody's saying a word. So we will be filing, or we have filed, some complaints surrounding this. I think this is pretty clear evidence that the committee itself should be deconstructed because it's a farce. And not only are they actively lobbying the government while serving on the committee, Nathalie has actually been pretty successful. So you can look directly at C71 and thank Nathalie for it because she pretty much crafted it for them. So it's pretty convenient when you've got a government appointing people to a committee and literally a very clear bias, a very clear agenda, a very clear ethics violation, and they just turn a blind eye. So I'm going to, in the caption of this post, you will see there are a couple email addresses. We're going to email the Ethics Commission. I need everybody on board to help me with this. We are going to email the Lobby Canada and complain about this because I'm sure, although she has removed her status as a registered lobbyist, she is in fact clearly lobbying, clearly being an effective lobbyist, and clearly the man on the inside. We're going to email Ralph Goodale and let him know that we know that he is not keeping watch over his committee. He also is in ethics violation by just letting this happen. And John Major, who chairs the committee, he should be responsible for the behavior of the people serving under him on his committee. So I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of work today. It'll only take 5 minutes, but you've got to start standing up for yourself and you've got to start helping me help you. Thanks a lot, guys.